It's important that we yield both body and mind in obedience. Sometimes we try to hold out one or the other. Every once in a while I'll hear my children, and every once in a while I'll hear the people I work with, who will be assigned a task, and as they walk away, yielding their body, what do I have to do that for? Is that true obedience? No. That's an unwilling submission. True obedience is obedience with both body, soul, and mind. Jesus has singled out the eye and the hand. Look with me for his illustration on this. Matthew chapter 5. In Matthew chapter 5, verse 29, Matthew chapter 5, 29, Jesus says, if your right hand causes you to sin, tear it out and throw it away. For it is better that you lose one of your members than your whole body to be thrown into hell. In other words, now, I am not going to say that if your hand causes you to sin, don't cut it off. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to try to exercise self-control before I cut my hand off. I am missing a toe, but not willingly. And I can tell you from experience, it hurts. But Jesus is saying, whatever it takes to control your body, whatever it takes you to control yourself, do that. He says, what if your right hand causes you to sin? Cut it off, throw it away. For it's better to lose one of your members than your whole body to be cast to go into hell. Jesus emphasizes that to emphasize the importance of exercising self-control and being in control of our body. What we see affects our thoughts and our attitudes and our actions. And what we think up here will affect the outcome of what we do physically. The tactile senses in the hand send messages to the brain, and the brain engages the hands. It's all in the mind. Willingness, obedience begins with a mindset. And it begins with humbleness and a willingness to yield. In the Bible, it's typified as the indicator of works. The hand is of both good. The Hebrew word for obedience is shemaiah. That's right, Lacey. It's a duck. Shemaiah means to listen intelligently, to be attentive, to respond to a call, and to contend. For the wood duck, obedience is a matter of life and literally of death. So it is for the Christian. The final passage I want us to look at is Revelation chapter 22. The very end of our New Testaments. The very close of our Bibles. Revelation 22 and 14, blessed are those who wash their robes so that they might have the right to the tree of life and that they may enter the city by the gates. Outside. We don't want to go there. Blessed are those who have obedience. Why don't you take out your songbook, turn to the song that has been selected this morning, and consider, have you been obedient to the gospel call? Or have you been waiting in the nest 72 hours, 72 hours, science tells us, is all the nutrition that a wood duck has. There's a reason that Solomon says to obey the Creator in the days of one's youth. Because after that, I believe something begins to deteriorate in the human mind and the human soul. Not that an old person can't come to Christ. Not that someone who is infirmed can't believe in God. But God gives something inside the mind, inside the human soul, that makes it so much easier to yield. The younger we are, the easier it is. The older we are, the harder it is to yield to God. If there's anyone here this morning, why don't you turn to 602.